Hi guys. Before I finish up and just go through this, through everything quickly to finish all my texturing up. I think the last thing I need to do is to go over is stitching. So I'm going to go just do some stitching on the belt. If you've noticed, there's a few different changes here, but that's all the stuff that I've showed you in the different tutorials. Where you've got the one look on the leather, I've just added that into the belt and onto the gloves and onto the boots. I still think I want to possibly remodel those boots, which I'll do later. I've already been through that with you. I'm not totally sold on gloves. I may do gauntlet type braces or something, or half gloves or something, and make it easier for the fingers to poke out because so then you don't have the mesh issues to worry about. But I think overall everything's looking pretty good. But we need to get those stitches in there. Getting the stitches in will add a lot of definition and just pop to the texture to the cloth. There's a bit of a gap there. I need to reduce the size of that belt. I'll fix that up later. So yeah, so I'm just going to demonstrate how to do the stitches, and then I'll go through separately and do them myself afterwards. So I've got a details folder. I'm going to add a just a normal layer. That layer is white. So you can just go through and add stitches through the brushes. You've got some stitch brushes down here. Let's see, stitch. I think this small stitches is a nice brush. I believe it gives you what do you got here? Attribute. Yeah. So this small stitch one gives you your ability to add count the line. So you'll be able to add 2 lines, or I'll leave that blur where it was. So see that. That's fine. You can change the spacing of your stitches. There's probably too much spacing there. Change the spacing of your stitches. A bit more. You've got the thinner lines there. You can change the scale of the stitches. X, Y, Z. You can change the opacity. You can add in zigzags. What is that? Advanced blending. So let's grab the default stitch. Let's just get rid of all this here. So through the stitching, you basically want to. So the way I like to do it is in your layer. Just grab your layer and turn off everything except the height. Maybe that color there. Let's make it a black. So that's come in there. You can see the stitch there. But what we need to do is add that height, 0.05, and let's test that out. So that gives you a bit of stitching there. So to demonstrate though, let's just make it white. So we'll go over the stitching. That doesn't have any bump on. So what's going on with that? Doesn't look like it's bumpy enough. So let's go 0.5. There we go. We've definitely got a lot of bump there now. So there's a few ways to do this. So with your stitches, well, obviously you can, to make sure the stitches are in line as well, click on a point, click your shift, drag your, and you've got your stitches. Now just, you just continue doing that until they all go together. Sometimes you get, they're coming too close together, so you'll be able just to look at that, or you can just free paint them on. Now when you're free painting, you need a really steady hand, or it's best to use a Tablet pen. So I've got those stitches. Let's remove that bit there and just add a bit there. I'm going to just quickly do down the bottom here. Alright, to give these stitches a bit of depth now also, what you do here is you can duplicate it. Once duplicated, then you can reduce the height to minus 0.05, or reduce the height of minus 0.5, Now you'll see we have the other one, and that's indented in. But what you want to do is maybe add a filter, and that filter will be a gradient filter. No, sorry, add a filter, and that filter will be a blur, I believe. Let's add a blur to that. From that blur, you can see that it has come out. Now also, with your main one, you probably want to change the color. Well, you probably wanted to change that color, but we'll do it with that still. With the blur in here, let's just turn the color. Yeah, that's fine. With doing it this way, you need to make sure that you have the color selected before you do it. So with the blur intensity, you can just pop that out the other way. It's giving it a bit of a glow effect there. It's not exactly what I want. Usually also, once I have stitches there, I'd make a... So let's skip that one. That's fine. Remove. So once you have the stitches in there, you can make another layer over the top. Remove absolutely everything except the height, and we want to go -5 and grab the soft brush. Now reduce the size of the brush to make the opacity probably out a bit, and then you want to maybe just like add in a bit of underneath, so that it looks like it's been stitched in. It gives a bit of that stitched in look. So that's one way of doing stitches. I found another way which like that's the free way to do stitches. If you want to do stitches, that's probably not the greatest way to do them. I prefer, I've got a, let's remove that. We could just go over here. I've downloaded a stitch tool, which I've purchased. It's as I've said previously, it's $4 or $4 US. And the tool is in my tool section. So it's stitches, and I'll reduce the size here. You can see the stitch is there. If you go along with the stitches, that brings your stitches in nice. That gives the indentation, gives the little warp to the mesh there. In your here, we can change the size. We can also change the spacing, so make it a bit bigger. So there's a little spacing there. If you go to 100 spacing might be a good one. So 100 spacing. 85. Go 85 spacing. Add the size to 2. So let's delete the ones on there. Now we can go. You just push across. So this is the stitching I prefer, and it's the stitching I use. So I'll show you in a minute where I got it from. It is paid, and you have to purchase it. So this looks good. The another cool thing about this is with this stitch, you can add a filter, make that filter a gradient filter, and from here you can change the color of your stitching and inner layers. So we can make the black around there. We can make it red. We'll make that bit black there. That's the underneath bit. That can be white. And then the bottom bit here is the top bit. So we can make those stitches whatever color we want those stitches. And then the cool thing as well is once we've done that, we can continue just painting along, and it keeps that color, it retains the color. So this is the cool thing about it. if we wanted red stitches, we can have red stitches. If we want purple stitches, we just go through here and change the color to some sort of purple, and now we have purple stitches. I really like this stitch tool. It doesn't have a dual stitch though, from what I've found. So what you have to do for the dual stitches is just go through yourself and do the dual stitches underneath. So, right, where to get that from is from ArtStation. I'll post this link in there. It is by Safwan Leobidi. And as you can see, it is $3.80 US. You'll get an instruction video and the stitches as PPR for Substance Painter. I would probably highly recommend grabbing this if you're serious about doing stitches, because these stitches are great. It'll save you a lot of time. It's always good to have a few extra tools to use. I will add those stitches into the YouTube description. And so basically I'm just going to go through at some point and do my stitches, and then go around, well, do the stitches for everything that I need to do. So I've shown you that you'll be able to add your stitches in now to however you like your stitches and how they sit. Sometimes after I do the stitches as well, I think they may be a bit like too high out. So what I will do with stitches is occasionally just go grab your eraser brush and grabbing the eraser brush, we want to decrease the size and also the stroke opacity to maybe 50, and I'll just go and just blend them out a bit so they're not popping out too much. So that gives you a nice little stitch there. That is, it's nice and subtle. Like, it holds up okay, and then like close up, it's just really good. Anyway, that is the stitches, and next video I will just be going through and finishing off my substancing and texturing and so forth, and I may make some changes to the boots and that, but that'll all be on video, just all sped up, so you won't miss out on the whole process, but you don't need to go through it individually, since I've shown you everything that needs to be done. See you in the next video.